Assalamualaikum students, how are you? Today we are going to start chapter number 4, magnets and electromagnets. But everyone knows about magnet. Magnetism is a mysterious force of attraction or repulsion which appears between magnets and materials such as iron and steel. All of us have used magnet for picking up pens, tacks and other things made of iron or steel. We don't know when and how magnetism was discovered, but different stories are told about how a kind of rock was discovered which would attract pieces of iron towards itself and hold onto them. For many years, people thought that magnetism was a quality unique to one kind of rock. It was interesting, but it was not really useful. At last, someone discovered that a piece of iron would act like a magnet if it was rubbed on the rock. This was followed by a great discovery. The compass is one of the most important inventions ever made, but for a long time, no other uses for magnets were discovered. Magnets were so weak that they could move only small piece of iron. Finally, scientists discovered how to make much stronger magnets by using electric current. They also learned how to use electric current to make electromagnets, where the magnetic forces could be turned on and off. From then on, many new uses for magnets were found. Telephone receivers, loudspeakers, speedometers, all have magnets in them. So do all electric bells and buzzers. Fridge door, a motor of the electric drill, headphones, all of them have magnets in them. Magnets are found in every electric motor or generator. Doctors use magnets to get tiny bits of iron out of a person's eye or throat. In these and many other ways, magnets are used every day. A piece of iron or steel which has been magnetized so that it keeps its magnetic properties is called a permanent magnet. An electric current exerts a magnetic force. This fact is used to make magnets which can be turned on and off. These are electromagnets. Magnetic forces act over relatively small distance, usually just a few centimeters, but we can use them to great effect. Loudspeakers contain strong permanent magnet. We should never place magnetic CD near a loudspeaker, otherwise it can ruin it. Student, next we have to do test yourself. Question number 1. What is magnetism? The answer will start from this line up to this line. Question number 2. Which of these materials would be attracted by a magnet? Copper wire, plastic ruler, iron nail, paper, steel pin, brass button. The answer is iron nails and steel pins. Question number 3. Explain the difference between a permanent magnet and an electromagnet. The answer is a permanent magnet is a piece of iron or steel which has been magnetized so that it keeps its magnetic properties. A magnet that can be switched on and off using electricity is called an electromagnet. Question number 4. Give 2 examples of where a permanent magnet might be used. The answer is in a can opener and loudspeaker. Question number 5. Give 2 examples of where an electromagnet might be used. The answer is in electric drill and in headphones. Student, our next topic is attraction and repulsion. If a bar magnet is dipped into iron filings, the filings stick to its end. The magnetic forces seem to come from 2 points. These are called the poles of the magnet. The earth If a bar magnet is hung from a thread, it eventually settled roughly to north to south. The end of the magnet which points to the north is called north-seeking pole, and the other end is called south-seeking pole. If the two magnets are brought close to each other, like poles attract each other and like poles will repel each other and unlike poles will attract each other. The closer the two magnets are, the greater the forces between them. Next topic is magnetic fields. A magnet has a space all around it where magnetic materials feel a force. We say that there is a magnetic field around the magnet. Magnetic field can be studied by using a plotting compass. The compass needle is a small magnet which can turn on a pivot. In a magnetic field, its north pole is pulled one way and its south pole is pulled the other. Now, the needle always comes to rest in line with the magnetic field. This is the magnetic field pattern for a bar magnet. Only a few lines are drawn to show the shape of the field. The spacing between the lines shows the strength of the field. We know that we can see that the spacing between the line is less near the poles. So it means that the field is stronger near the poles. The arrows on the field diagrams indicate the direction of the force, and we can notice that it always runs from north to south. From north to south. But these diagram shows the magnetic field pattern produced when unlike poles of the two bar magnets are brought close to each other. This is the north pole of one magnet and this is the south pole of another magnet, and we can see that the lines of forces, magnetic lines of forces, run from north to south in this way. And in this case the pattern is same. The magnetic lines of forces run from north to south, and the spacing between the line is less near the poles, and you can see that this magnetic force, line of force, also run from north to south, here also from north to south. This is the diagrams that shows the magnetic field pattern produced when like poles of two magnets are brought close to each other. This is the north pole of one magnet and this is the north pole of another magnet, and when they are brought close to each other, like poles repel each other, but magnetic lines of forces always run from north to south. They are running from north to south. Here we can also see that if two complete magnets are brought close to each other, the magnetic lines of forces are running from north to south. The earth core is contain a lot of iron. It is this iron that causes the earth's magnetic field. The earth magnetic north pole is about 700 miles from the geographic north pole. Student, next we have to do the test yourself. Question number 1. Why are the poles of a magnet called north and south? The answer will start from this line. The earth affects magnets up to this line, south-seeking pole or S. Question number 2. How could you find the north pole of a magnet? The answer is a suspended bar magnet will point roughly north-south. Question number 3. Describe what would happen if the following were brought towards a bar magnet suspended from a thread. Part A. An unmagnetized iron rod. Beta, if an unmagnetized iron rod is brought close to a bar magnet suspended from a thread, it would attract the magnet. Question number 3. Part B. A copper rod. Beta, nothing would happen when we bring a copper rod near a bar magnet suspended from a thread. Question number 3. Part C. The south pole of another magnet. Beta, the south pole of another magnet If it were brought close to the south pole of the suspended magnet, it would be repelled, and if it were brought close to the north pole of the suspended magnet, it would be attracted. Question number 4. Describe how you would show that there is a magnetic field around a magnet. The answer will start from this line. A magnet has a space all around it where magnetic material feel a force, up to this line, including this diagram also. Thank you.